Hello and welcome to this week's LPL recap, where we're going to go over week 7, all the records of the teams, who they played, and their best player based on stats, as well as the top performers based on stats. And I've added a stat of my own that I'm trying to fine tune for, trying to evaluate players, right? Trying to evaluate players statistically and analytically. So first we have the teams. The teams that would come out with a winning record: BLG, 2-0, went 4-0 on the week, beat Ultra Prime and Weibo. Bin was their best player relative to his role statistically. FPX, 3-0, went 6-1, beating JDG, IG, Rare Atom. Duckdom, Life were the best players on their team. I combined bot duos statistically due to the nature of the bot lane being a Senna bot lane situation. It's just easier to do it this way. And not to mention LPL, you have no vision stats for supports regardless. JDG went 2-1, 4-4 in games individually. Sheer was my MVP for them. Top Esports and Anyone's Legend were the two wins. Sheer was in the lineup for both of those. They lost to FPX with Flandre. LNG went 2-0. They beat IG and EDG. Gala and Hung were their best part. Nip only played once early on in the week, beating Thunder Talk. Rookie was their MVP, 2-0. OMG would win 2 of their 3 series, going 4-2. LGD, Ultra Prime were the wins. RNG was the loss. Keep in mind, Angel, I believe it came out on Reddit, was going through some serious shit this week. And, for him to be able to play as well as he did, you do have to give him his flowers, really commend him, and also keep him in your thoughts. So, very good week out of him, an elite week out of Angel. Rare Atom, well, they went 1-1 on the week, 3-3 in their games. Beating Team Wii, lost FPX. Nayu was their best player. RNG 2-0 would go 4-1, beating Anyone's Legend and OMG. LWX and Ming, their strongest part. Top Esports would go 1-1. Excuse me, 1-1, 3-2 respectively. Beat Team Wii, lost to JDG. 369 was their MVP. Thunder Talk would go 1-1, 2-2 in games individually. Beating LGD, losing to Nip. UCal was their MVP. Weibo, 1-1, would go 2-3. So actually technically a losing record on the week, and that kind of segues into the losers. EDG was their win, BLG their loss, Xiaohu was their best player. Now the teams that come away with losing records. So Anyone's Legend went 0-2, 2-4 on the week, losing to RNG and JDG. Shanks was their best player. EDG 0-2 would go 1-4. Monkey, the rookie jungler, their best player, lost to Weibo and LNG. IG 0-2 went 1-4. Lost to LNG and FPX. Cryan was their best player. LGD 0-2 would lose all 4 games to OMG and Thunder Talk. Hai Chow, their strongest part. Team World Elite 0-2 went 1-4. Lost to Rare Atom and Top Esports. Their bot lane was the strongest part, which kind of explains how poorly they played, because Prince and Iwandi are not held in high regard right now. And then Ultra Prime went 0-2 and 0-4 individually in those games. Hacker, their best player. BLG and OMG, their losses. And they really... Darn. The shirt's backwards. But regardless, it was bothering me. They really struggled. Like, decade worst top laner statistically. Hacker, one of the worst. I think he was like 5th worst jungler. Yukai, 2nd worst mid laner. And the bot duo of Doggo Jue, also downright awful. Now, top performers. I utilized 3 stats as metric: KDA, KP, and return on investment, which is a stat I'm working on. You've seen damage divided by gold, and that helps carry-oriented players. And it gives us an opportunity to really figure out who is actually doing work with the resources they're given. It is a good metric to figure out, who's actually doing their job. right? Who's actually affecting the game with the gold they're given? Who's hurting their team with a low damage output relative to the gold they're getting? But then it also, for something like this, does not allow the weak side Ornn to get the respect they might deserve, or a support that's going in and taking and eating a lot of damage, or a jungler, a Sejuani, or something. So I've taken that stat and I've now started to include damage taken in it as well, and I'm going to continue to fine tune it, because this is going to, also make it so that, well, we have it both ways, right? A player could run up the score in a game when the game should have ended 10 minutes ago and dealing a ton of damage and things like that. And also a player could run it down, taking a lot of damage and, hurting the stat as well. But I'm trying to find a way to give both parties their due. So in top lane, the three strongest top laners, Shanji had a 21 KDA in their series against Thunder Talk, 81 KP, 2.7 return on investment. That's damage taken and also given per gold received. Zhao Hu, second from FPX, had a 4.9 KDA, a 59 KP, and 3.25 return on investment. Sheer, the rookie, very good first two series in this week, at least in his second and third of his career. 3.2 KDA, 80 KP, 3.47 return on investment. Bin had the second highest return on investment, but the other stats weren't quite as strong. I think he was over 4 damage given plus taken, or received and whatever, given out, however you want to look at it. Wei from LNG in the jungle was the best. 2.6 KDA, 74 KP, a 4.51 return on investment, so eating a lot of damage. Krako from Anyone's Legend, this is kind of the nature of the beast here. 2.2, a 91 KP. Anyone's Legend did not get a lot of kills, but when they did, Krako was involved and Shanks was involved. 4.15 return on investment. Nayu, the rookie for Rare Atom, 2.8 KDA, 81 KP, 4 return on investment. They were most of the highest. I think maybe Yudang might have been up there as well, playing for Weibo. Mid lane, Shanks, best mid statistically, in these stats at least. 2.9 KDA, 86 KP, 2.97 return on investment. Angel, 12.5 KDA. Great week out of him. 81 KP, 2.55 return on investment. And then rookie, Deathless against Thunder Talk. 81 KP, 2.36 damage given and taken per gold. One of the lower scores. Obviously, it's good to avoid damage. So someone could say, well, this hurts players that avoid damage. And it's like, yeah, but it also, the deal is here, you got to have a player that's dealing damage. I guess I could subtract it or something. Like there could be a subtraction in here, damage, given versus damage minus damage taken equals damage, I guess it could be negative. And then divide that by the gold, and maybe that'll be a better way to determine it. I'm going to work on that stat, but for now, this is kind of how it is. In the bot duo, so Gala Hung went 3.9 KDA combined, 82 KP, 2.39 ROI. LWX and Ming from RNG had a 2.8 KDA, 76 KP, 2.94 ROI. And then Abel and PP God, only a 2 KDA, which meant they were dying a lot. 75 KP and a 3.29 ROI. So return on investment is there for them. FPX, really good week. I think I predicted them to lose the game to Rare Atom. That's what ended up happening. But, these players up here, most of them are on good teams. In the case of, you got the NIP guys, of course, they're going to be on here because they played once. LNG had a strong week. Anyone's Legend struggled, but Shanks and Krako did their job. Hope and Cal, not quite as strong, and Harry as well. So, we'll see how this transpires going forward. Like I said, I'm going to fine-tune that return on investment stat as we go along and try to find that mystical number that nobody's really figured out yet, that formula to try and evaluate players statistically. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.